Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey, and I'm joined by Tommy V, who is presenting at the 2017 NGH convention on August 13th at 1 p.m. The topic, stage hypnosis. Can it help your practice? What a wonderful question and idea, Tommy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Paul? Good morning.
Good. Tell me, let's get right into
Yes.
topic on this. Why did you choose this topic? What an interesting question to ask. What was the motivator for that for you?
Well, it's a topic that's been bantered about for years between clinical hypnotists and stage hypnotists. And I do both. And I've been doing both for 25 years now. You do both,
Yeah.
I believe, and other people do too. So the question, can it be good for your practice? I think the answer is yes and no. In my case, it's good because the shows that I present and other people present are great. They're ethical shows. And I actually get clients when I do a show near my practice. I will get clients. It's great. Or by going out doing a lecture demo or a small talk on hypnosis and a small demo like at a Lions Club or an Elks Club. So that's why I get into it. And it is good for clinical hypnosis. It really is. So that's what I'm always promoting, that when it's done properly, it's good for your practice.
Yes, absolutely. So, in your description, I'm reading the description for the convention guide, says discover how stage hypnosis can be good for hypnosis in your practice. Learn some techniques used by stage hypnotists that you can use in your practice, and discover how to get the attention of groups, how to impress them, and how to use lecturing. So there's going to be a little bit of demo here, or just laying it out. How's it going to work?
I will probably lay it out, and if time permits, there'll be a demo. But I'll show you how you can go out and do some of these lecture demos. It's not devoted entirely to that process, but I can give an outline on that.
Right.
And just little things that we do to get their attention, and you want to impress them.
Yeah.
That's something I've always believed, that in hypnosis, impressionability is important.
Yeah.
When somebody goes, wow, that's good. And some people don't get excited like that, but when someone is excited about that, and they see you do a stage show and they say, wow, Paul made that person forget their last name, and they looked at their driver's license and they still couldn't think of their name. That's powerful. Maybe he could use that power to help me lose weight or stop smoking. So it can definitely help you. And so I talk about some of the techniques that we use out there to wow them. I've always had printed on the back of my card the sentence with the obs in it. I use that at demos, and I've been using that for 25 years, and it works all the time, and it works. It doesn't matter where you are, you can use it. Right. We use the hand circle experiment, and just talk about hypnosis and give out your card, and you can attract clients.
Yeah.
And definitely get into doing shows. And even if you don't want to do big shows like we do, that's okay. You can go out and do the lecture demos. You can do a small fundraiser for a group. Or I really think that every clinical hypnotist should learn stage hypnosis, whether they're going to do shows or not.
Yeah.
It should be part of the curriculum.
Well, I think it's a really important distinction that you just made, where you said, even if you don't want to do shows, you can do the demos. That's a real key for people watching this video. You may have this strong reaction where you go, I just have no desire to do shows, and that's fine. But your ability to confidently display your skill set in a demonstration setting is huge. And so I think Tommy's spot on there of just learn some of the skills so that you can give strong demo. And that it really is, that's part of that process of building rapport. When you demo in front of people and they see you doing it confidently, there's going to be people that go, I want to go, all right, I want to use that person. I want that person to help me quit smoking or lose weight or stop chewing my fingernails or, whatever. Right.
Right. And when you're in front of those groups, it does build your confidence.
Yeah.
And again, that's impressionability, and confidence is important. That's what it's about. If your client feels that you're confident about what you're doing, they believe in you, that the chances of them being successful go way up. If they feel that, wow, this guy or gal doesn't know exactly what she's talking about, or he's talking about, it's not great. So when you go out and do these lectures, it builds up your confidence. And then when you go in to work one-on-one, it's a piece of cake. Yeah. You're just so confident. Wow, I just did 50 people. And that confidence just flows into the office setting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned going out speaking. I went on a mini tour, if you will, this past winter on all the Rotary clubs, and I sent out emails, and they're always looking for speakers,
Right.
Rotary clubs, and it could be a breakfast meeting, it could be a lunch meeting. You get zero money for it. You might get a plaque or a pen or a coffee cup and a free meal, perhaps, but you get to talk.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've sat around one table with 8 people. That was the Rotary meeting.
Yeah.
Then another time I was up in Portsmouth or something, and there was 150 people at their luncheon meeting. So there's all different sizes, and you just pick up a couple clients, and it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So, and especially you wow them, and someone comes in and sees you. That's good. It predisposes them to doing well, I think.
I think so. I mean, I think back to when I first got started. I went to a show at the University of New Hampshire. I saw Steve Taubman perform, and then I went up and introduced myself to him after the show, and I was just asking him a few questions. And while we were talking, a young woman who was a college student who had a work study position in the Union Building, she came by and to check on the room, and is there anything else you guys need? And he's like, no, we're all set. And she says, hey, I love hypnosis shows. I've always been curious about it, but I had to work tonight. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry you missed the show. She says, yeah, I had to help with this other event that was going on at the same time. And she goes, I always wanted to be hypnotized. He goes, well, what are you waiting for? Let's go. And he did a quick induction with her right there. And the way in which he was so affirming to her of like, you don't have to be at a show. I don't see it. I'm not saying that clinical hypnotists never do that. Of course they do, but they don't do it as much as stage hypnotists do it. Stage hypnotists get into that vibe where they really are like, I can hypnotize anyone, anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And it brings such a level of confidence to what they do. And I think for that alone, to go back and reinforce what you said before, like all clinical hypnotists can benefit from having that energy, of like, I can help anyone, anywhere, anytime.
You exude the confidence, and the clients pick up on that.
Yeah.
And just the opposite too. If you're nervous, you're not quite sure, well, this should work, they pick up on that. You have to be 100% confident. It's like being an athlete in a sporting event.
Yeah.
They think of their mindset, the pros. They expect to win.
Yeah.
Got to be no doubt.
Yeah.
Getting excited.
No, it's cool. No, I just think, and again, I know I have a bias because I do, like you, I do both sides of it, but I'll tell you, like, I just think it's really important. And I know, just 2 days ago, I was over at, maybe not everyone's heard of this, but there's a website called Quora. And Quora is a website that's completely built around getting answers to the questions that you want, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of people that go on Quora and they ask questions, about everything. But there's many people who go on and ask questions about hypnosis. And so I like to go there and hang out and answer questions for people to educate the broader public about hypnotism and what it can do and what it can't do and that kind of stuff. And the other day, just 2 days ago, someone put up a question about I'm paraphrasing, it was basically, what are ways in which hypnotists have abused their skill set? And of course we know that every year there's some story about a hypnotist who does that, right? There's unethical people everywhere. And so I expected most of the answers to be like that sometimes hypnotists use their skills unethically. But then one person got on and said, anytime, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but this is pretty close, said anytime a hypnotist does a stage show, they're using their hypnosis unethically. And went on to say why they, and I was like, really? Like, come on, really? Like, you don't see the potential of how people can have their minds broadened by a stage hypnotism show? You don't see the potential for how people can go, oh, maybe now that I've seen it, maybe I'll do that to make my life better. I just can't believe that there's still people out there who can't see the value of that. It drives me crazy.
But, well, there are people like that, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'd venture to say that maybe that person was only exposed to an improper show, or one that was done poorly,
right,
or unethically maybe. And there's a time and place for those too. And I know all the stage hypnotists that do those types of shows, and they're earning a living, and that's fine. So in that case, stage hypnosis might not be good for clinical when someone goes out and sees something embarrassing. However, even during those shows, there could be somebody in the audience and say, wow, that hypnotist made that person, whatever, do something. Maybe they could do that with stop smoking. Even though it's that, I think, but, generally a great ethical show is good for clinical hypnosis.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It spreads the word. It does.
Yeah. Well, I'm preaching the choir, so I don't need to keep going on
right.
That, but listen, you've covered it. I mean, this is a 1 hour. Again, you guys, let's just recap. This is Sunday, August 13th at 1 p.m. It's a 1 hour seminar. It's covered by your standard conference convention registration.
It's free.
It's basically free. I mean, you already paid for it,
right?
You already paid for it, so it's covered. Tommy, if people want to learn more about you and what you do, what's a good way for them to do that?
There's two ways. They can go to tommyv.com, TOMMYVEE.com, or they can call me anytime. My mobile number is 603-490-5106.
Awesome.
603-490-5106. Anytime.
Good.
Yeah, I'm always willing to share, and like you do too. And that's, let's share.
Yeah. Good talking with you, Tommy. Thanks so
much. You
much.
too. Okay, Paul. Have a great day.
See you in August.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.